Hold up.
Hey, SMU crew, we are diving into the #1 platform for social media. Are you ready for it? That platform is none other than the mighty Facebook. One of the things that I want you guys to leave this training feeling is like you are fearless on Facebook. You know how to achieve results. You aren't scared of not getting reach, etc. But first things first, we have to dive into the intro to Facebook. What is Facebook? Who is it right for? Well, Facebook's purpose is a little bit different than any other platform. It's an all-encompassing platform. Everyone is on it. You can't say that about LinkedIn. You can't say that about Instagram, Snapchat, any other platform. Essentially, everyone who has internet and a pulse is on Facebook. And I kid you not, it's perfect for social proof, which is amazing for any of your clients that have customers, clients, products, services. It's a great way to build reviews, social proof. It's very, very powerful, especially since it's one of the first places that people go to research where they purchase their services and products from. It's also really great for SEO or search engine optimization. One of the things you may notice when you're researching a company on Google is that one of the top results is almost always going to be their Facebook page. So by making sure that your Facebook page is completely optimized, that it is filled with lots of live content, that there's some engagement, that there's social following, some social proof, maybe reviews, you're going to make sure that your customers and clients see a company that is alive and they're excited about it because it's the first place that they look for research. It's versatile for many different types of marketing. That includes video, that includes photos, that includes blogs or other content. There really isn't a limit to what can go on Facebook. And it is the best for paid advertising. Let me tell you, Facebook is beating out almost every other form of advertising, from Google AdWords to LinkedIn pay-per-click. Everybody knows that Facebook is one of the most effective ways to reach your audience with advertising. And a lot of companies are shifting from commercials to Facebook because you can actually track the reach, you can track the clicks, you can track everything on Facebook's advertising platform. Now, before I tell you all about why I love Facebook and what is great about Facebook, I've already kind of started to do that. I do have to recognize that there are limitations to Facebook, and you're not the only one that's facing them. So I don't want you to feel discouraged. This is something that everybody comes up against. Facebook isn't perfect, you guys, and there are several things that we have to address first and foremost. Reach is hard to get for, and I also put the word fight because you're really fighting with all of the other pages in your industry and other industries as well, trying to get attention from customers and clients. The reason being because you're competing with all of their friends and family who are on Facebook. Their newsfeed is filled with lots of personal and emotional things, so ultimately you're going to be fighting for that reach and impressions. Pay to play is also an important part of Facebook. The reason being because if you put money into Facebook, they reward you. If you want to have a surefire way to increase your reach, likes, social proof, etc., unfortunately, pay to play is going to be a really strong way to do so. Now, that being said, you can grow a Facebook page that is engaged and excited without paying. It's just going to be a slower and very, very organic process. So don't get discouraged. Know that as soon as you start tapping into clients who have a budget to pay to play, you're going to see so much more results. So don't be discouraged with the organic growth. There are also really strict rules in ads, and sometimes they don't make sense. For example, if you were to use certain words in an ad, you may get that ad disapproved. And if you get too many ads disapproved, you're not going to be able to continue to run Facebook ads. So you want to make sure that you're familiar with the rules, all of the guidelines on Facebook, their terms and conditions for advertising. So that's one of the things that is really important to remember as you dive into Facebook. Another thing, as soon as you start to become comfortable with the technique that you're using on Facebook, I promise you it will change and it will change again. Now, this is also an advantage for us as social media managers because You guys, our clients are dealing with the exact same thing and it's driving them crazy. The difference is that they don't have time to research exactly what it is that's changing or how they can adapt with the changes. And that is where you come in as an expert and you can say, here's where everything is trending towards. Let's do this together. It's also really easy to get discouraged on Facebook as you see a slow ramp up. So just remember that that's not just you, it is everyone. Now, Facebook has many facets. It's not just as simple as the news feed. There are so many different ways to play on Facebook. There are personal profiles, and some of us help our clients with them. We manage them. There are business pages, a great way to build social proof and get customers to your products. There's Facebook advertising, the paid advertising platform that's almost like the secret back end of Facebook. There are Facebook groups where you can instantly reach dozens of thousands of people who are in your target market. And there's Facebook Live Video, which is a little different than any other platform. Obviously, there were different platforms like Periscope and Babbel that were getting a lot of great reviews for their live videos. But the moment Facebook started introducing live video was the moment that things started to change, and Facebook was back up on top in every single category. And Facebook Live Video is where everything is trending towards, so keep your eyes open for that. Now, there are also many other facets to Facebook that you can dive into, but these are a few of the really big ones where you're going to see the greatest impact for your business and for your clients' businesses. Now, as we dive into Facebook's demographics, I have to say some of the data that I have found on Facebook's demographics are it's everything from 65% to 85% in any given category. So I'm not going to use specific numbers for Facebook because I've found the estimates completely vary. But I will tell you a few things that I know to be true about Facebook. Everyone is on Facebook. That includes your Nana, that includes your cousin, that includes your mom, your dad, your potential target market. Everyone is on Facebook. Another powerful demographic about Facebook is that it is worldwide. You can contact people in Australia, New Zealand, United Kingdom just as easily as you can reach people in the US. How's that for an expanded reach? Some estimates say that over 65% of the entire population is on Facebook. Another cool aspect of the demographics on Facebook is that children and elderly alike are all on Facebook and they're all ready to be engaged with. So if you're trying to reach elderly people, if you're trying to reach children, if you're trying to reach teens, moms, parents, whatever your demographic is that you're wanting to reach, they're on Facebook. Another huge shift on Facebook is that everything is moving towards mobile. Unlike you or I, as social media managers, we spend a lot of time on our laptops. Most people are accessing Facebook using mobile. So keep that in mind as you explore a strategy or a content posting schedule for Facebook. Is this easily accessed on mobile? Is this easily viewed on mobile, etc.? Everybody is shifting towards using Facebook on their mobile phones. So who is Facebook right for? This is a great question to ask yourself before you start to determine which clients you want on Facebook. It's great for local businesses. It's one of actually the best ways to get that search engine optimization working, a great way to get reviews from your actual clients and customers. It's an incredibly powerful tool when someone's looking for a restaurant in a certain area, the Bay Area, for example. It's an incredibly powerful way to reach people in your local area, especially since you can get really targeted with the Facebook ads that you put out. It's great for major figures, so anyone who wants to be a musician or a speaker or an author. It's a very, very powerful way to quickly grow your influence and start to have a raving fan base that is always looking for you. Especially if you already have a strong following on Instagram or on Twitter, then I highly recommend it for anyone who wants to be a major figure. Facebook is also perfect for anyone in a niche. So maybe it's health for moms or novelty pet items or bloggers with videos. Maybe it's beauty blogging or something along those lines. Niches are going to do really well on Facebook, even better than broad content that relates to everybody. And we'll get into why niches work so well on Facebook and really on every other platform as we talk about what it takes to go viral, or at least to get a mini viral reach with your social media work. It's perfect for anyone who is spending money to attract an audience. I recently heard about a business that was spending $60,000 a year on yellow pages. Oh my goodness, if they were spending that money on Facebook each year, the results would be astronomical. They would have a really strong following. They could grow an amazingly powerful email list. So if you are spending money on advertising or anything to try to attract an audience, Facebook is going to be your #1 go-to platform. And it's also perfect for building a raving fan base and community. That can be done with groups, that can be done with pages. It's perfect for having people who follow, know, like, trust you, etc. Now, Facebook is a highly visual and interactive platform. Usually, content that is highly visual and speaks to an emotional pain point or emotional feeling is going to get the most interaction. But with every single piece of content that you put on Facebook, it shouldn't just be informative. It should speak to the audience. Make it easily interactive. Make it a question. Ask them their opinions. The moment you do that, you will see a high return and reward on Facebook. And guys, it is primed for viral or mini viral content. I have seen and achieved this time and time again with my clients. Yes, you can get organic reach. Yes, you can get an exponential amount of exposure on Facebook. It is so powerful. So let's dive into the next few videos, the next few modules. We're going to be going over the real meat and potatoes, but it was important that we laid the foundation first and foremost so that you understand you're not alone in some of the challenges on Facebook. Yes, change is constant. It will always continue, and that you've got a guideline for where it's going to be the most powerful. So on to the next video.